Act 5, Scene 7, near the castle gate, entering Macbeth. Macbeth says, "They have tied me to the stake and I cannot fly, but bear alike I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none." So Macbeth is still totally trying to hang on to those apparitions for dear life. You know, there's 10,000 men outside the castle gates, but he is still willing to fight and to cling on to the empty, well, for us anyway, the empty promises of the witches. Entering the stage, young Siward. Young Siward asks, "What is thy name?" Macbeth says, "Thou'll be afraid to hear it." Young Siward, "No, though thou callst thyself a hotter name than any that is in hell." And Macbeth says, "My name is Macbeth." And young Siward, "The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear." Macbeth says, "No, nor more fearful." So young Siward is trying to put on a show of bravery here when he says, "Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword I will prove the lie thou speakest." So you're lying. I'm not afraid of you and I'm going to take you on. Which is a terrible mistake, and Macbeth is an accomplished warrior and it's not going to end well for young Siward. They fight and the poor young man is dead. Macbeth stands over his body and says, "Thou wast born of woman, but swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by men that's of a woman born." So in killing Siward, he's actually bolstered, his confidence comes back a bit. "Well, you were born of woman and look, I was able to dispose of you in moments." And he exits the scene and young Siward's body lies downstage. Entering Macduff upstage, so not seeing Siward. Macduff alone on the stage. "That way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou beest slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still." So he's saying now, it has to be me that kills you, otherwise I will be haunted for life by my wife and my children. He feels an enormous guilt for having left them exposed in Scotland to begin with. Though his motives were pure in going to England to try and get help, he did leave his children and his wife exposed, and now he feels it is absolutely his duty to murder the king. "I cannot strike at wretched cairns whose arms are hired to bear their slaves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with unbattered edge I sheath again undeeded." So he's saying, I can't bring myself to hurt anybody else because anybody who's working in your army is doing it out of or under duress. Nobody really wants to work for you anymore. And so if I don't kill you, I will kill nobody. "There thou should be, but this great clatter, one of greatest note, seems bruited. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not." So Macduff exits, and we get the sense that it has got to be him that kills Macbeth. He is the one who has been the most wronged. Now we could argue, of course, Malcolm has been very badly wronged, Scotland has been wronged, but Macduff has been wronged because his innocent wife, his innocent children were killed because he committed the grave mistake of showing his patriotism for Scotland. We hear alarms, enter Malcolm and Siward, old Siward, so he doesn't see that his young son is downstage, they're upstage. Siward says, "This way, my lord, the castle's gently rendered, the tyrant's people on both sides do fight, the noble thanes do bravely in the war, the day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do." So Siward is saying, it's just a matter of time now. We're almost there and the day is almost yours. So they're all working together to re-establish order, to give it back to Malcolm. Because Malcolm's father, gracious King Duncan, anointed him or appointed him as king. Malcolm says, "We have met with foes that strike beside us." And Siward says, "Enter, sir, the castle." So just a short scene, and there's not much need to do a lot of recapping, just to say that Macbeth firstly is still clinging to the apparition. None of woman born shall harm Macbeth, and he still hopes and prays that that's the case. Killing young Siward bolsters his confidence in this, and then we have this reference from Macduff that he is determined it will be him and nobody else that will kill this evil tyrant.